Hey guys, how's it going? I hope you're all having a great day today because, in all honesty, I might be about to ruin that. I especially might be ruining your day if you're a PlayStation fan or happen to own a PlayStation 4 or 5, because Sony is doing yet another price increase on their PlayStation Plus subscription. More specifically, the two higher tiers of the PlayStation Plus subscription. For those of you who don't know how PlayStation Plus works, which I assume most of you do, but I'll go over this anyway, there's three subscription tiers. There's the basic one, which just allows you to play your own games online that you already bought on the console you already bought. I think paid online is retarded, and I don't know why anyone defends it in the year 2025. And even this tier is expensive enough. I mean, here in Canada, I can only speak from where I live, but for an entire console generation of online, it costs between $1,300 and $1,400. But this is an insane price just to play your own games you already bought. And then there's two tiers above this tier. There's the base tier, which is called Essential, which is the one I just talked about, and then there's Extra and Premium, and both of these extra tiers allow you to just get access to more games. These can be classic games, Ubisoft games, it depends on the tier you get, which games you're getting. Obviously the higher tiers give you more. Well, unfortunately PlayStation is raising the price of the higher tiers because, let's check the price of the higher tiers right now in USD. For Extra, it is $190 a year, and for Premium, it is $225 a year. Apparently that's not high enough according to Sony, and they actually want to charge you more than that. PlayStation Plus prices will keep going up as players keep upgrading. Well, isn't that just a kick to the balls? If you ask me, the base tier of $110 USD a year, that's the basic just play your games online tier, that should be the premium tier. $110 a year is not any chump change when it comes to gaming. And the fact that you have to pay that much just to play your games online every single year, games that are getting more and more expensive by the way, on consoles that are getting more and more expensive, is kind of insane. As a part of a large-scale Sony business segment meeting, there was much discussion about the state of PlayStation and its plans for future earnings. One aspect brought up was the significant revenue of PlayStation Plus and confirmation that prices will keep going up in the future. And Sony thinks that's just fine, given recent player spending trends. Of course Sony thinks it's fine that they're fucking over their own consumers. After all, who's gonna pay for all the failures in the live service department that they keep making for some reason? Subscribers are increasingly choosing our premium and extra tiers, which now represent approximately 38% of total subscribers, said SIE President and CEO Hideaki Nishino. I hope I'm saying that correctly. In fact, actually, I don't really care considering this dude is fucking us over. In FY22, the percentage of PS Plus subscribers on Premium and Extra were 17% and 13% respectively. By FY24, that had grown to 22 and 16%, totaling that 38% number. Sony notes that this is even after a global price increase, where in September of 2023, yearly prices went up by 35% in some regions, and still growth. So you just did a price increase not even 2 years ago, and now you want to do another one? The greed is just so open and on display at this point. If you do not think this is pure greed, you might have to get checked for brain damage, I'll be honest with you. I miss the days when companies weren't so open and honestly just bragging about their fucking greed. Not only do you do price increases in 2023 when 85% of people, at least in the country that I live in, are living paycheck to paycheck, but then you say, you know what, that price increase wasn't enough, let's do another one. The highest profile subscription service we're always hearing about is Xbox Game Pass, Microsoft's slew of archived and day one games that has players shelling out $20 a month to access, but with Sony's enormous fleet of PlayStation consoles in the wild, PS Plus is a huge revenue driver, and that's despite not offering really anything close to the breadth of Game Pass. Now, I've criticized Game Pass in the past, and I've criticized people who just throw Game Pass in your face every time you have a criticism for Microsoft, But I don't think anyone would disagree that Game Pass blows these fucking PlayStation tiers right out of the water. The market has arranged itself where you have no choice but to subscribe to these services if you want to play console games, unlike, say, PC, where you're only paying for your actual internet, so the prices can go up indefinitely without real consequence. Plus, players are being herded into higher tiers over time. Sony is pleased with where things are going and how much they can continue to hike rates. Well, they might be pleased for now, but it might not be a $5 increase, it might not be a $10 increase, hell, it might not be a $20 increase. But a time will come where a certain price increase will happen and people will just look at the service and say, you know what, it's not worth my money, and they'll drop it. And then Sony will have to panic in order to get players back. And if you ask me, that day cannot come quick enough. I absolutely cannot wait for that to happen. The PlayStation Plus service offers great value for our players, and we will continue to add more value and adjust our pricing strategy in a dynamic way to maximize profitability. No the hell it doesn't offer great value to the players. Paying $110 a year to play games you already bought that are more expensive than ever, on consoles that are more expensive than ever, that get more expensive as the generation's lifespan goes on, is not a great value to the players. Do you think we're all retarded, Sony? Well, to be fair, if they took one look on Twitter, they could probably find hundreds of people defending this, so maybe they do. If you want to read Adjust Our Pricing Strategy in a Dynamic Way to Maximize Profitability in a way other than prices will keep going up, I have a microtransaction of a bridge to sell you. Increasingly, console makers are relying on revenue from online services to be the money printer over console sales with lower margins. That's more true for Xbox than PlayStation, given close to rock bottom Xbox hardware sales as of late, but PS Plus is a huge deal for Sony, too, and they know that consumers don't really have a choice but to keep paying with their online games held hostage. I mean, you could always just sell the PlayStation and get like a $500 low-end PC and play older games that, I mean, if we're gonna be honest, are better most of the time. Just saying. And hey, wink wink, nudge nudge, if you know where to look, you don't have to pay that much for older games, if you get what I mean. I mean, I totally don't have a hard drive out there with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of classic video games out there that, if we're gonna be honest, far eclipse games that come out nowadays that are even sometimes in the same series. And there totally aren't worlds of ROM hacks you can find out there made by fans of these games that eclipse the games that are really in these series. Okay, but jokes aside, obviously if you know where to look, you can find a lot better shit than comes out nowadays. But I don't really have that much else to add to today's video. I mean, it's just pathetic at this point, man. You can tell these companies are so desperate and they can't put out anything good anymore. But if you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you didn't, leave a dislike. And yeah, I'm out.